Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back, everyone. We've talked before about acupuncture and how it can support many challenges that a lot of us go through. Today, we're going to talk about something that affects children, and more adults are being diagnosed every year. A lot of times, medication is the course of treatment, and I'm talking about ADHD. We're going to dig into that today and how acupuncture can support that. She practices in New York City. She's also, I'm going to call her an expert on Chinese medicine and also herbals. Dr. Kelly is back on the program with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Steve. How are you doing?
Very well, very well. And once again, my mind is blown to learn something else that acupuncture can help out with. ADHD. I don't even know where to begin on this one. Where do you want to start?
Well, ADHD, I think most people, they may know what ADHD is. Is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Basically means this group of people, they kind of like just cannot sit still. That's physically ADHD. But there are also mental ADHD, means their mind just keep like active. They cannot calm down, So it's different ADHD. Most people know ADHD is like, children. They cannot sit still, like in the classroom. The teacher kind of like call them the trouble kids. Yep. That is physical. But you mentioned about there are grown-ups also diagnosed with ADHD. So grown-ups usually have like mental ADHD. So their mind just cannot like stop. They cannot have a rest. They keep thinking about something. So, but Chinese medicine can treat ADHD.
I don't even know where to begin with that. The things that we've talked about before are more physical. So it could be arm pain, it could be migraine, things like that. This is something that where and why would you put the needles in terms of acupuncture to help somebody quiet their minds? And my next question is going to be, can it take the place of medication?
Yes, that's a very good question. So in Western medicine, usually they give people like stimulants or the opposite, depressants. So they either like stimulate people, so they are like excited, they will finish their task, or they kind of like make them more like quiet. In Chinese medicine, we always have, it's not always have a different definition, but we have some different definition about ADHD. Like, for example, people can have the pattern of like spleen qi deficiency or kidney essence deficiency or heart yin deficiency or liver qi stagnation. So these kind of patterns can be explained in Chinese medicine. Then we will have different points. We will have herbal formula to treat different pattern for ADHD. Then people will feel better.
You know what? Let's pivot over for just a moment to herbals, all part of Chinese medicine. What would you mix up? And I want to go into detail because I've shared before for some stomach issues that I took herbal medicine. It was amazing. What would you mix up for somebody that has challenges with ADHD?
So, for example, if people have spleen qi deficiency, I mentioned about before maybe like spleen, the function is TNT, transformation and transportation. So transformation is when we eating food, when we drink beverage or drink soup, whatever. Spleen is the organ to transform that food we are taking in into the qi and blood our body can use. For example, for memory, for example, for, study, for work, for all the activity. But if a person's spleen qi is deficient, which means their spleen cannot really transform the nutrients we're taking in, then they just cannot have enough qi and blood to support them to do all the activity, to study. That's why a lot of ADHD people actually have maybe poor memory. Why? Because their blood is just deficient. They don't have enough blood to remember things. So in that way, we tonify the spleen, we tonify the blood, we tonify the qi. So doesn't matter it's acupuncture or herbal formula, we can do the similar function. So their mind will be quiet, will be calming down. And actually a lot of patients, they told me, oh, Dr. Kelly, I just cannot take a rest. I just cannot. But after I put acupuncture in, they are rest. They don't feel the pain. They don't feel they don't feel irritable. So acupuncture do have the function to calm the mind.
Now, you mentioned that there could be some type of deficiency connected to the blood with ADHD.
Yes.
What is actually going on there?
Well, in Chinese medicine, heart and kidney are the two organs to support the memory. So if people have trouble to remember short-term things, some people just told this person something, he forgot right away. That usually means the kidney essence is deficient. Or some people couldn't remember the long-term thing, that usually means their heart yin is deficient. Kind of like heart doesn't have enough blood. So they just couldn't remember the long-term thing. So it doesn't matter is what kind of memory, but Chinese medicine can tonify the heart blood and tonify the kidney so people can have more essence. So then they can remember. If you ask me how, you said how can it work? So in Western medicine, they think people have ADHD is because of a neurotransmitter disorder. They don't have enough neurotransmitter to study, to remember. So think about it in this way. When people have enough qi and blood, they will be healthy. They will have more this kind of neurotransmitter. In that way, they can remember. So that's how Chinese medicine helping people about ADHD.
Now, when you're placing the needles for somebody that has ADHD, is it always in the same spot, or it really depends on the person and what they describe?
So according to their pattern, for example, for heart blood deficiency, we will have some heart points. Like on the wrist, there are some hard points over here. I will use them to treat people who have heart deficiency. If people have kidney essence deficiency, I will use some points, for example, on the ankle, on the foot. There are some points over there can tonify the kidney. If people have a spleen deficiency, I may have some points on the stomach to tonify the spleen, or I use the point on the leg for spleen deficiency. So it really depends on, each pattern. But of course, there is kind of some common points we can use, like the Do 21 on the top of the head. That one can give people more energy and also calm people down. Actually, there is 4 points, just kind of surrounding the Do 20 on the top. It's like half twin to each side of the Do 20. We call it 四神聪, means 4 clever points, kind of make people more clever, smarter, they can more concentrate. A lot of people like to do it before the test. They will come in, they do the acupuncture point, they feel more concentrated, they can study, more effective. It's very interesting, actually.
Wow. So you're literally placing the needles in somebody's head?
Yes, yes.
So interesting. Wow. Next time I have to have something coming up where I got to think a lot, I might be stopping in your office. I don't do well on tests.
Mhm.
So if somebody was taking medication for ADHD, and have you experienced this where they didn't need the medication or they could lower the dosage after doing acupuncture?
I usually telling people this, don't just suddenly stop, but do it gradually, right? You come in for treatment, you feel good, but lower down your dose little by little, because if you just suddenly stop or something, your body gonna have a withdrawal, which is horrible.
Yep.
So yeah, like a little by little, they feel like I don't even need it. I can totally function. I can do my job. I can study. I don't have to take the medicine. So it did help a lot of people actually.
Just amazing. So a lot of children are diagnosed with this. Um, you can do acupuncture on children, right?
Yes, I did. I think the youngest one, like 4-year-old. Yeah.
Mm.
And also, we have like very cute tool. We kind of like use it to just press it on some points. So it's not really needle for a baby. We can just use the, kind of like acupressure to press on the points. That also can help.
Wow. So what is the difference between acupuncture and acupressure? Obviously, needle involved in the acupuncture. Is it a lot of the same points or meridians on the body that work for both?
Yes, most points you can both do acupuncture and acupressure. And I guess some points are like very sensitive. Some people may feel like, oh, too much pain, for example, on the foot. There are a lot of points. It's very helpful, but it may be too sensitive. Some people don't want to enjoy the acupuncture on the foot. We can do acupressure. And also for like a babies, very, very young kid. You don't want to really doing acupuncture. You can use acupressure. But I have to say this, acupuncture is more effective than acupressure. So in general, some people come in, I will explain to them. So you can choose different kind of methods, but acupuncture is more effective because first the needle, we have different size of the needle. It can get into deeper. So, and the needle is metal. Metal sometimes get into the body, you really feel the qi moving. I have a lot of patients literally telling me, Dr. Kelly, I really feel the qi moving in my body, even there are no needles. They telling me, oh, there are some qi moving in my leg on which part. I said, there is no needle. But they said, I felt the qi moving. So acupuncture is really like a miracle. People really feel the qi moving in their body, and it's really effective. So I'm happy to help a lot of patients.
Wow. What does that feel like to somebody when they say, the chi moving? Like what would you feel?
Um, Usually I said that's very good actually, because which means you're sensitive and your body responding. Your body responding to acupuncture, which is good. So some people, they don't even feel much, like even the needle put in, they don't feel much movement. But if people feel the movement, which means they have more connection, kind of acupuncture and their body and energy. Some people do believe when like a practitioner doing acupuncture on somebody, so their energy kind of like connect with the patients. So when it's everything about energy, right? When you think about it, it's about energy moving from here to there. It's an energy exchange. So when you have that kind of sense, which is good, so energy can go into your body, really tonify you, really get rid of the stagnation, get rid of the blood stasis, which is good.
I want to go to an email now. And this is from Christine. By the way, you can reach us instantfeedbacksteve@gmail.com anytime. Christine is in Rapid City, South Dakota. She says, I appreciate your conversation regarding acupuncture. I have gastritis, reflux, and was diagnosed with an ulcer. Can acupuncture support that? Interesting, because earlier I said I had some stomach issues back in the day and I used herbal medicine and it was beautiful. A day or two, I felt fantastic, and over-the-counter meds did nothing. But acupuncture, never thought about that. Never even brought that up. What's your thoughts for Christine here?
So, acid reflux, right? So, or inflammation in the stomach, it basically means there are some blockage in the stomach. So in Chinese medicine, we always talk about qi movement, blood movement, right? So the stomach qi is supposed to going down. But when there's some blockage, the stomach qi, instead of going down, it went up. Then people will have acid reflux. Or some people may have inflammation in the stomach. So they may feel the burning, like people call it heartburn. Or some people feel even worse. They're even like have pain like from the throat all the way down. And some people like couldn't even eat. But acupuncture can working to decrease the inflammation. If people think it's about the inflammation, like you may ask how acupuncture, working on inflammation. So in Chinese medicine, inflammation basically means heat, like stomach heat. So we clear the stomach heat. In that way, the inflammation will be, relieved, and also the pain will be relieved. And also we are working on also with acupuncture or formula to strengthen the stomach and spleen. In that way, when people eat, they're not going to have food stagnation. Actually, a lot of these kind of people, they have food stagnation, which means they eat, but their food didn't get digested. So it stay in their stomach. The food stagnation actually caused the inflammation, caused the acid reflux. So we basically clear the stomach heat. Then you will feel better and tonify stomach spleen to avoid the further going on food stagnation. So they will feel better.
Wow. You talk about heat connected to the stomach. If you have reflux, normally it's called, it's burning. I got a burning feeling in my stomach. There, it makes perfect sense. And you've talked about heat before. Wow. I never thought of it that way. Is acupuncture or Chinese medicine in general, mostly because we've talked about this a number of times, about the hot and the cold. That gives you the most impact, good or bad, the hot and the cold. Is that just the main principle of Chinese medicine?
Well, for herb, we have like hot herb, we have cooling herb. Even for food, we have cooling food, we have hot food. So hot and cold is one of the elements in Chinese medicine, like yin and yang, right? Cold and hot, or it's dampness, or is deficient, or is excess. So hot and cold is one of the main factor for sure. So that's why I kind of want to open a restaurant, because a lot of people ask me, "Oh, Dr. Kelly, what kind of food I should eat for my condition?" So I will tell them, for example, if people have like deficiency heat, they should eat something to like generate more fluids. It's like water, right? When you boil water on the stove, when you have less water, the fire kind of like too big. It's hot. But you have a lot of water, then the fire and the water kind of like okay, they anchor each other. So when people feel like always hot, that's especially at night. That kind of like mean they have yin deficiency. also kind of mean that the fluid is not enough to anchor the heat. So they always feel hot. They also have trouble to fall in sleep. They may feel like anger easily, irritable. So in that way, we do have different food for hot and cold.
Now, you've mentioned before, today even, in fact, that you can feel the chi. Somebody felt, I got the flow. I'm feeling better. How do we know that our chi within our blood is good? We're in a good place. Is it just you feel healthy and everything is good? Is that an indicator of it?
Yeah, that's a good question, Steve. For example, when people have chi stagnation, which means the chi cannot really flow, it kind of like stuck, right? So usually when people have chi stagnation, they will show some signs. For example, they very easily get angry. They may have like a not very good digestion, because when the chi stagnates, basically means nothing move. So they cannot even have a good digestion. They don't feel hungry. Then they also kind of feel fatigue, tired, low energy. And so like for women, they may feel like before the like PMS, right? Like their breast will feel tender, like they feel more easily to get angry. They have like a bloating, they feel the pain. So usually in that way, people kind of like have chi stagnation. But if like people moving all the time, their chi is smooth, they feel good. Like you said, they feel good. They don't feel like so easily getting angry. Like digestion is good. They can fall in sleep. They can stay in sleep. So everything kind of like in balance.
Can somebody change their life? Let's say you went on vacation. You relaxed for a number of days. You come back, you're feeling chilled, you're relaxed. Would that also mean that you improve the chi within your body?
That's kind of, yes, because when they relax, when you relax, your chi like move so much better. When
Gotcha.
you think about this, when you worry about something, you hold your breath, you cannot even breathe. Your chi is stagnant. So yeah, when you're on vacation, you relax, your chi move like better.
Now I'm seeing this more, and it's easier to understand now that we go a little bit deeper into the chi. Fantastic. And certainly for those dealing with ADHD or somebody in your family, maybe your child, fantastic to know that acupuncture can support that. Obviously, it's got to be in person where you are in the city, and people can find you at Kelly121acupuncture.com. You can also reach out there, even if you have a question about herbal medicine or anything related to Chinese medicine. Dr. Kelly, thank you so much for today. Learned, as always, so much about how Chinese medicine can support us.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. I learned so much, and I share this with other people. It's like we're doing here today. All right. We'll catch up soon. Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama, like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.